Hello, dear viewer. Today I'd like to bring back this old show of mine for your enjoyment. A show where, aided exclusively by Microsoft Paint with my scribblings, I can attempt to help you visualize stories that were written and shared through fictionpress.com by their authors. This is Masterpaint Theater, Season 2. And hopefully this will get habit-forming at some point. Anyhow, today's story is a charming little tale I found a few days ago called Story of Ice Paw by Twycat. The synopsis is a doozy. Basically, that's spelled like this. Basically, my race of cats called the Twicats, and the tale of the first paw in the... Let's push this aside. My race of cats are called the Twicats, and... Okay, let's push this here. And this is the tale of the first paw. I'm guessing paw is some sort of leader position, so here, let's delete that and write. This is the tale of the first leader in their line of succession. I'll only go to the 8th paw. Here, let's change that as well. This story deals mostly with the first 8 of them, and they'll all have their own stories. So as you can see, we're probably going to have our work cut out for us. Well, let's dive on into this story. This is Chapter 1 of The Story of Ice Paw by Twycat. It was a beautiful day when Enchant gave birth to a litter of 7. She was cleaning them the week after. She didn't clean them for a whole week? Yeesh! And noticed markings developing on all the kittens' paws. Oh, right, this is a story about cats. Let's fix that. But one kitten had white markings. Unlike every other cat born to this point. You mean up until this point? Okay, so she took this kitten to their leader, the alpha male cat, Twilight Queen. Oh, 3 guesses where the inspiration for that came from, and the first 2 don't count. And she spoke of a vision showing this kitten.
This kitten is something that I've named the Paw.
I don't know. Your thing needed a name, so I categorize it Paw. Don't ask. We done here? I don't have all day.
But Enchant was terribly confused.
Look, I'd seen a vision explaining them to me, capiche? She will have such great power.
Oh, it's a she. Let's fix that.
And there will be others like her. The way you'll tell they're a paw...
Wrong there. Actually, scratch that. Wrong sentence. Here's a few examples on how to make that sound like real English.
So the way you'll tell they're a paw, as I call them...
Drum roll.
...is by the different colored paws.
Enchant was still terribly confused, but nodded, and took the kitten back to her brothers and sisters. Usually the queen would name the kittens. But she decided the one she would name is this apparent paw. The kittens were now able to walk and see and smell. Wait, what? Okay, hang on. Step aside there for a second, little buddy. Okay, so I did a little amount of research here and found that kittens open their eyes much later than they're able to walk or smell. How did these newborns suddenly gain all these skills? The hell? Give us a time frame! The 3-week-old cats, thank you, better late than never, stared at their mother as they sat in a row. All except for the white-pawed kitten, who totally isn't staring. She was sent to the queen to receive her name. But Enchant decided to name the rest. Wait a minute! Earlier you said the exact opposite! That the mom was gonna name the special cat and the rest... whatever, let's continue. The first cat in existence? And the very first to be born was a cat whose, fur color resembled the light brown bedding used for the kittens. Her eyes, geez, another chick, All right, her eyes were also a bright blue, just like her mother's.
You, my dear, will from this day forward be Mudbelt.
Who said that? God did, my dear. Mudbelt didn't seem too pleased with her name, though. Okay, so wrong 2, and there's a comma after name. Moving along, the next kitten was the young... Wait a minute. I think this guy was talking about that litter of cats from earlier. Okay, alright, back up. You there, you're brown. You're now a girl, and your name is Mudbelt. The next kitten was the youngest, yet tallest out of the kittens so far. Alright, tallest kitten, why don't you stand up for us? Thank you. He had teal eyes and a fanged smile. His mane fur color was dark red, though blue markings were all over his face.
You will be Stray,
she said. He purred at the name. Stray would be just fine, seeing as it matched how he acted. Jeez, okay. The third kitten was a I'm positive you meant cat, that was entirely bright blue, and her paws blended with this bright fur. Her right eye was violet, while the left one was orange. I thought you said she was entirely blue. Her father's eye color. You will be Syria, she told her. Meanwhile, while the rest got their names, no, wait a minute. What about this one? How about this one? Or this one? If you're not naming them, I will. Pancho, Pincho, and... Alright, scratch that. That's almost as bad as your naming scheme. I'ma call you Giuseppe, you're gonna be Death Magenta, and you are now Botafogo. Okay, so meanwhile, while the rest got their names, Twilight Queen was pacing around the kitten. Which kitten? Let's just assume this one. Trying to decide of a name. No need for the of. Let's just say trying to decide a name for that one special kitten that didn't get a name from its mother.
Show me any abilities you can preform,
she said. What? Said the funky-looking kitten as she uttered,
Surely you mean perform, my queen.
After about 6 minutes of pacing, the nameless kitten sighed and looked at the ground. Her eyes now shone like ice, and ice spiad Arlund her paws. Alright, I'll forgive the typo on spread, but Arlund? No, that's beyond your average typo. The queen gave a sound, and paced around the kitten some more, about 4 more minutes to be exact. I'll say, unnecessarily exact.
I have it,
she finally said. The kitten looked up at her, and Twilight Queen smiled.
Your name is now Ice Paw.
What a horrible name. Apparently what the author was thinking, even though he thought of it. Icepaw thought to herself, see, there she is, just thinking like a boss. Twilight Queen began to walk out of the den, Icepaw following.
Let's get you home, little Icepaw,
she said to the kitten as they walked to a hut. To this hut? By this time, the other kittens had gotten their names, thank you, Asa, and were playing in the forest. It would be 2 more weeks before they were presented to the rest of the Twycats, so why not give them a chance to have fun? Wait, what? What an odd thing to say! What, are they doomed to be some sort of sacrifice to a hungry cat-eating demon or something? Okay, so when Icepaw arrived, her mother looked up at them. Twilight Queen spoke when Enchant woke up. Wait, Enchant was sleeping this entire time? I thought she was back there naming the other kittens. I guess that explains Mudpelt's name. She uttered it in her sleep, and then the cat was like,
Is that my name now, Ma? Okay, then.
She is now Icepaw,
the queen began.
Treat her well, and make sure she's not harmed.
Then left. Enchant walked over to the kitten. Which one? There's 7 of them. Icepaw expected her to say that she could go play, or that there was a mouse saved for her. I'd rather have some of that pizza, actually. But her mother instead said,
Go to the lunar rock and wait there.
Okay, so it's lunar with an A, and at this point even Mama Cat is face-palming at you.
Why do I have to meet at the meeting place?
I really wish the author would define his or her terms, as we the readers have no clue what the author is talking about here. Okay, so now there's a lunar rock. Deal with it. But she wouldn't disobey her mother, so she left. And when the other cats had all gathered around, Enchant set Icepaw on the lunar rock itself. Wait, but she told Icepaw to go alone. Now she's with her? Gah!
It's so cold under my paws,
She thought, fur on her back pricking. Enchant then began to speak. What, again? Wasn't she already speaking a few seconds ago?
My daughter Icepaw is going to begin her
Let me fix that for you.
training to become a hunter next Luna Crescent.
Lunar crescent, you mean? And you misspelled crescent as well? Okay, this is gonna be Mama Cat's expression for the rest of the story. Icepaw heard this and burst out exclaiming,
but next Luna Crescent is in 2 days. Why don't the other kittens begin training then?
The other Twycats all began to quietly growl about her manners, but they all hushed after a minute or two. Enchant then continued,
I will be picking a trainer tomorrow at Sulris Set.
and Set's like, the hell you will, cat lady. What do I look like, Bastet here? I give up. This story is downright incomprehensible. Only a few more sentences to go, though. Might as well finish it. The idea of her training starting. Training for what? Nothing was explained when it should have been. And getting a trainer picked for her so soon was more than enough to tick off the kitten who didn't understand why it'd is not a word, here's some alternatives, who didn't understand why it had to start so soon. Whew! So, that was chapter 1 of Twycat's epic story. I believe the story speaks for itself. But if you'd like to see more Masterpaint episodes, give me a hell yeah! But for now, till next time, dear viewer, have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.